Hi, well it's national minimum wage time again, and this year has seen an increase of nearly 5%. So the rates applicable from the 1st of April 19 have increased 5%. For those aged 25 and over, the national living wage rises by 38 pence from £7.83 to £8.21. For those aged under 21 but under 25, the national minimum wage will be £7.70. And for 18 to 20-year-olds it's £6.15. For 16 and 17-year-olds it's £4.35, and finally the apprentice rate will rise from £3.70 per hour to £3.90 per hour. Now, as I've covered before, these are the minimum payable to people for every hour worked in a pay period. So if you pay staff weekly, every hour worked in that week has to be on average at least at the national minimum wage rate applicable to the employee. If you pay monthly, the average is taken across the month. You cannot average across more than one pay period. So for example, if you pay weekly and in 1 week the average is below the minimum rate, you can't argue that significantly higher earnings in weeks 2, 3 and 4, for example, offset the lower rate in week 1. The pay period is absolute. And if a worker isn't paid the national minimum wage rate for the hours worked in any particular pay period, an offence will have occurred, and that's punishable by potentially hefty fines. It is possible to make deductions from the national minimum wage, but only in very limited circumstances. Deductions can be made for accommodation provided with employment, but this is limited from April 2019 to £7.55 a day, up to a maximum of £52.85 a week. And it's still unlawful to make deductions that have the effect of lowering pay below the minimum wage. You can't deduct for utility bills or for the provision of uniforms, for example. There are some other strict rules too. If you operate in the restaurant industry, you cannot count tips as part of the national minimum wage. Now, HMRC comes down hard on underpayments, and particular industries are always of interest to them. Hotels, restaurants, hair salons and so on continue to be where most of the offences take place, and that's where they look. We'll do our next national minimum wage video next year, ready for the rate increases effective from the 1st of April 2020.